Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So we're at the last weekend of Super Rugby. We're at the final. I don't know about you, but I've thought the season has just flown by. It's been such a whirlwind season. Normally, every other year we have a break for the I think it's for the June internationals. So obviously this year with the Rugby World Cup, we've had a full system. But I think going forward, I think it's going to be like this going forward. I think it's much better. I did have a bit of a lull about halfway through the season for personal reasons, and I really wasn't into it. But I can say that this has been a really good Super Rugby season. For me, I feel that the two top teams have made the final by by a long shot. I do think that the top four teams were the right four teams, and I think the top two teams have made the final. I think the Jaguares are on an exceptional winning streak. I think they've won their last 8 to 10 games. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's over that. So well done, well deserved for a team that's only been in the competition 4 years. Then you can say whatever you want. They've got so many internationals. It's basically an international side. But look at the Crusaders. They got 7 All Blacks in their starting pack. So I think it's a bit of a muchness. I'm expecting a cracking final. I was looking at Super Brew and they were saying the split is about 69-31. So 69% of the people have said Crusaders. I've put the Crusaders to win by 5. Uh, I just think that the Crusaders have been there before. They've done it. They know what to do in the right situations, and I just think they're going to just become so structured and so just close ranks. But if any team can beat them, it would be the Jaguares. Jaguares. I honestly feel that they can fly all the way to New Zealand and beat them. I don't think they've beaten the Crusaders before in New Zealand, but they have beaten other New Zealand sides, and the Jaguares tour exceptionally well. And this year they've toured even better. I think it'd be great for Argentinian rugby if they actually won this game this weekend, especially going into the Rugby Championship, giving them a lot of confidence going to the Rugby Championship and for the Rugby World Cup. But yeah, I've just got the team sheet shown in front of me. I think there's 2 major injuries with the Crusaders. We've got Ryan Crotty and Scott Barrett, both injured, so they've obviously had to bring in different players for that. I think it's a really big loss especially in the midfield. I think Ryan Crotty is exceptional in the midfield. I think Jack Hoodoo is moving to 12 and Brendan Ennor at 13. So it's still a really good midfield combination. I just haven't seen Jack Hoodoo play at 12 very often, but yeah, let's see what happens. And I think there's a marked drop from Ryan Crotty down to Jack Hoodoo. Jack Hoodoo is just, for me, Ryan Crotty is the best midfielder that's currently playing in Super Rugby by a long shot. Coming to the pack, obviously with Scott Barrett, there's very, very few changes. All Black front row, Sam Whitelock captaining again, Matt Todd and Kieran Reid. So it's almost a full All Black pack. Bryn Hall has had a really good season this year. George Bridge is excellent, and obviously now that he's made All Black squad, I think he's going to really have his confidence up high. Siva Reese also made the All Blacks squad, and then David Havili, who are super rate, and is just obviously just missed out on becoming an All Black. But it's still the start of the season. Mitchell Drummond coming off the bench, Luke Romano, Michael Alatoa. It's a really good bench they could come off from the Crusaders. And the Crusaders tend to really up their game in the last quarter of the game, or maybe 10 minutes into the second half. They really start upping the pace, relying heavily on their attack and their speed. So for the Jaguares to stand a chance, I think before that period they need at least 2 converted tries, be 2 converted tries ahead, because the Crusaders are one of those teams that can claw back 21 points in 10 minutes quite comfortably. So you really need a really good high score to combat that speed in the last quarter. On the Hawaii side, I've really liked Bafeli this year. I thought he's played exceptionally well this year. Moroney's played well. Moyona, Kubeli, Creevy's always been really, really good. He's only a 40, 50-minute player nowadays, but he gives it all. He gives everything out on that field, and you can see it on the day. And then Pablo Matera, who I honestly feel is probably the best, one of the best, or if not the best, number 6 currently in the competition. He's exceptionally good. He plays exceptionally with front football. And there's been a lot of talk about the weakness of the scrum, the Argentinian scrum, or the Jaguares scrum. But it's been like that for quite a few years, and you can see that the Jaguares have changed the whole way they play. They've got exceptional line speed on defense. They've got oodles of moves in the back, and if they see a gap, they'll take it. They're very, very strong on counter attack. So yeah, I think in broken field play, the Jaguares are exceptionally good. But when you start playing broken field rugby against the Crusaders and you make one mistake, that's it. They can pounce, and you can keep the Crusaders for 20 minutes in their half. They only have to be 1 minute in the 22 and they score. So it's a tough ask. It was so nice to see the stadium last week and the energy that was given to the Jaguares during the game. I'm hoping that they can travel with that energy. I think it's going to be a cracking final. But yeah, guys, what do you think of the final? Do you think the top 2 teams made the top 2 teams made the playoff? I've put my money on the Crusaders to win, but I think if any team can beat them on the day, it'll be the Jaguares that could beat them on the day. And I think it might be really good for Super Rugby that a non-New Zealand or non-South African, non-Australian side actually wins Super Rugby. Just shows that expansion that we did, that Super Rugby did, or Sanzor did into Argentina, has been a success. And looking at the 4 years into the final, I think expanding to South America has been a real big success for Super Rugby. And for them to win would just be an an amazing feat. And I'd be seriously happy if they won on the day. And yeah, I think it would be great all round. Listen, guys, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful weekend, and just put your comments down below the game, or what you've thought of Super Rugby this year, and maybe I can answer some of those questions in the review, and when I do the review of the whole Super Rugby season. Chat soon, guys. Bye.